Okay, hi folks. This is the January newsletter that I'm going to read to you and then post on Facebook and YouTube. So, languages out there, January 2010 newsletter. Hello to everyone out there. This is the social media in English language teaching and learning newsletter. It's a bit of a mouthful. The one where I tell you what I've learnt about this amazing subject over the last year. I really hope your growing social media habit is bringing you and your new friends together in increasingly worthwhile communicative interactions. So there's a list of things in the newsletter. So listen to me read this newsletter. You can see and hear me read this newsletter on Facebook, which you're doing now maybe, on our Facebook fans page. Click here, and I'll just push on now. First item is, this is great, but try not to do it. Teaching and learning through social networks, inverted commas, is an article that was submitted to the British Council and BBC joint website Teaching English by the editor of the site, brackets, whom I know has used online language exchanges or language exchange websites to practice his Portuguese because he told me. It is a very useful article, but there is one, in my opinion, hilarious and highly contradictory sentence nestling in amongst all of the good advice. I would say that this sentence displays, in a nutshell, the dichotomy, that's two opposing views, that many in ELT are struggling with. See if you can spot it. And then there's a link. So click on the link, go to the website, read the article. Did you see it? Did you? If you missed it, see if you can spot it in this excerpt. I have highlighted it. Okay, and I'm going to scroll down. And then in that excerpt there, which is amazing really, and I'll read it to you. In 2007, the British Council conducted market research into how the internet has affected the preferred learning styles of young people wanting to learn English around the world. There are about 2 billion people learning English around the world. The results of this research suggest that if teachers are to remain relevant and effective, then they need to use learning technologies to help students reach the world outside the classroom. And then this amazing statistic, 69% of learners around the world said that they learned most effectively when socializing informally. Amazing. So, learners are saying that's how they learn. This result suggests that a lot of students learn best from their friends and family. Correct. Perhaps that isn't so surprising. I agree. The things we learn from our loved ones are often more immediately relevant to our lives than what we learn from a teacher in a classroom. I agree again. Also, when we are relaxed, such as when we are at home or in a cafe, then we are more open to suggestions and new ideas. Does that mean teachers should start taking their students to cafes more? No, of course not. Well, yes, it does. What? You say no, of course not. However, a lot of teachers take their students outside the classroom once a term, you lucky people, to try and create a different experience, atmosphere and dynamic for their teaching and learning. Okay, so their research has said 69% of learners around the world said that they learn most effectively when socializing informally, and that you're more relaxed when you're outside or in a cafe. And then they say, should we do more of this? And they say no, it's okay to do it once a term. Beats me completely. Okay, I will stop ranting. Adult brain ache and how to beat it. When I read this article, it didn't really surprise me, but I think it does give a strong idea about how, with all of the other recent research, there is a very clear pattern developing. This path of inquiry is heading towards a much more concrete scientific explanation of how human beings learn a second language most effectively. And this article talks about how you need to be taken out of your comfort zone, and you need to jiggle your neurons slightly if you're an adult or an aging adult such as myself. So you've got to move it about a bit and make it a bit surprising, or come at it from a different angle and get out of your comfort zone to enable your brain to absorb and store and recall new information. So very applicable to learning languages. So I've made a list of the top 5 things I learnt in 2009. Number 1, the human brain is amazing. That latest research, I learnt that the latest research is taking language learning in a whole new direction, and the world needs course materials to match that work in this way. So I'm suggesting read A New View of Language Acquisition by Kuhl and Rivera-Gaxiola, Neural Substrates of Language Acquisition by Kuhl and Rivera-Gaxiola again, and Meaning Threats, which is about implicit learning, by Travis and Prooks. Number 2, we have the technology and it will only get better. And if you click on that link, you can go to WizIQ and see me guiding people through some EOT materials in a virtual classroom. And if you go to Facebook, you'll see that it's now voice enabled, and you can record your conversations on Facebook with your English speaking friends. Number 3, the growth in online language exchange using social networks has been driven by an innate need of learners to practice. They have gone online to get what conventional courses and teaching cannot provide. Simple. If you can't get it, you'll go and find it. Real sustained practice. However, language exchange has some problems for the participants, but I think the problems can easily be solved. And there's lots of stuff on our website that explains how it can be solved, but there's a link there to a specific article. There is no doubt, number 4, there is no doubt that language is learnt socially, and the world's English learners really want to improve their spoken English skills, but they need better systems in which to study and practice. And technology, the stuff we're using now, enables you to do that. Number 5, progress and change still scare a lot of people. They do, unfortunately, and there are a lot of people in English language teaching who would rather stay inside those 4 walls and teach the same way they've taught since the 1970s and put their hands over their ears and go la 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 la, it works, it works, it works. But it doesn't, because everyone's going online and people want real practice. Most tellingly, those people are usually people who are also already very good at speaking English. So interpret my words. Now then, how to use our unique materials anywhere, online, offline, in Second Life. There's the 7 easy steps link. You still might not know, but we have had a channel on YouTube for a while now, and there's film or clips of students saying how they learned English out there and what it did for them, and there's some before and after videos, so you can see how 30 hours, just 2 weeks of English out there, can improve your confidence and fluency dramatically. And just a quick note here, we've temporarily suspended premium membership on the LOT website and ebook purchases because we're going to make some changes, but we can't tell you about them. And but in the meantime, you can purchase a printed version of the world's first English course for use with online social media, which is somewhere. There it is. And you can buy that from Amazon, and they'll send you one and print one and send one to you. And there's a review of it. It says at the end, it says, I would certainly recommend this to anyone looking for a new, vibrant and engaging approach to learning English, and look forward to using these materials in more of my own classes. And that's an experienced teacher who taught this book to her groups. And there's a link to the review. And then I say, by the way, tech and social media dominated the new words in the Oxford English Dictionary last year, which is true. There's a link there so you can see which words dominated the OED, and then watch this fantastic video called Social Media Revolution, and it shows you how important a change we're going through, and it's really cool. So do watch it, and you'll see really, you know, where things are going. It's not a fad. And then finally, old jokes home. Why did Frosty go and live in the middle of the ocean? Because Snowman is an island. Until next time, bye bye.